Hello, and welcome to another episode of Take a Deep Breath with Yvonne Daniels podcast. I'm your well-being girlfriend, Yvonne Daniels, encouraging you, to continue to, give your body permission to relax, embracing the power of doing that for better choices, health, and wealth. Of course, we are continuing to do that one deep breath at a time. All you need is an open heart and an open mind and a willingness to grow and to go. Of course, over this way, we're all about changing health narratives and leaving health legacies. And we often talk about the health that we're born with. That's that wealth, all right? Health is the wealth that we're born with. And that is just, I just get excited every time I think about that because talk about all the other kinds of wealth that we need to know about and pursue. But health, that's the one that we were born with. So we want to do all that we can to make sure that we are good stewards over our health, getting enough sleep, accepting responsibility for our well being, taking deep breaths as often as need be, tuning into our bodies and moving our bodies. So, yes, how are you doing today, Matt?
Hey, what up, though? How are you doing today?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yes, 2026 is upon us. Did you have a great holiday season?
Yeah, honestly, uneventful, but it was
Okay.
pretty good. What about yours?
It was wonderful. Sometimes, uneventful is a good thing, depending on what type of event. So, yeah, it was great. Just really feel blessed to be in another year. And of course, we know with the new year comes New Year's resolutions. Have you made any, Matt?
Other than just hitting the gym more,
Okay.
not really.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a good one. And people, some resolution, the word resolution kind of triggers people sometimes. They're like, well, and it doesn't necessarily trigger me, but I do like to change the word resolution to lifestyle. But I did look up what a resolution was, and a resolution is a firm decision to do or not to do something. So I was like, okay, we go into a new year making those firm decisions that we're going to do something or not do something. And sometimes that is easier said than done. Of course, this is the perfect time of the year. It's fresh. We have started a new year to maybe set some goals and to decide to do or to not do some things, that maybe we did or did not do last year and whatever year you're going into. So, with that firm decision of trying to decide to do something, we are actually in the middle of what is known as Diet Resolution Week. This first week of January is Diet Resolution Week. So, diet is another word that people are, can get triggered by. Diet actually is just defined as the kinds of food that a person, animal, or community habitually eats. All right. So, with that, we talk about diets and the different types of diets and what we look to get out of a diet. It really is just something that foods that we habitually eat. So for me, that says, okay, if you're trying to change, if we're trying to change some of the ways and some of the foods that we're eating, will have to really be intentional because a habit, it takes however many days they say it takes to form a habit. I don't know if it's is it 30 or 60, but it does take time to form habits. And diets are, according to the definition, something that we habitually do. So when we're talking about diets and, trying to change them, trying to be more health conscious, more health minded, a lot of people do this for weight management, and that is important. I am of the belief that when we're trying to change things, especially the way we eat, our health, that should be for weight if that is one of your goals. But I think too, just if we're looking to get healthier, looking to prevent some things in our bodies, mentally even, we should be doing it for that. And then the weight, the inches, because I think inches too are another thing that we don't look at when we're looking at how we look physically. The pounds may not be going down, but if those inches, if your clothes are fitting better, if that's what you're going for, then hey, take that as a win as well. So as we're talking about Diet Resolution Week, got some help from some dietitians and some of the things that they have shared with us to kind of make it a little more palatable, a little easier, a little, a little easier for us to kind of dive into this. Of course, we're looking at health and well-being for our future, for the year ahead, and that is why we're tackling this. All right, so we've got our dietitians that say one of the things that we want to do is to make sure that we're setting clear goals. And some of these things, a lot of these things may be things that we've heard, but I say these types of things bear repeating. And sometimes it's just when you hear it, you may hear it for the third or fourth or fifth time, and it may really click that third or fourth or fifth time. So setting those clear goals, that's critical for healthy living, weight management, if that's what you're trying to do. And often we set goals and resolutions or just deciding to do or not to do something. And, trying to stick with them can be interesting. It can be challenging, especially if we are too strict or if those goals are unattainable. So we want to make those goals the SMART goals, which stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time. So say, for instance, if you never go to the gym, instead of setting an unrealistic goal like going to the gym 5 days a week, which can be very ambitious to start off with, if you're, say maybe you go 2 days a week. And I would even add in, and this is just me because I ain't a doctor, but I would add in too, to even if you, decide to maybe stretch, if you just get out of the bed and stretch 2 or 3 times. And I tell you, if you start stretching when you get out of the bed, that's going to be addictive. All right. It's very addicting to stretch because it just feels so good. Even if you start off with that, start off with doing some things at home, I would even say, and then to even move into maybe gym stuff if that is what you are, if that is your goal. All right. So, but just starting off really small, those attainable, achievable goals will help you to kind of move up. You can move up to 2 days a week in the gym and then maybe 5 days a week. By the end of the year, you may be up to 5 days a week, which would be wonderful. All right. Also, smart goals would include and staying on task. Maybe you are trying to limit your sugar intake. So if you limit sugar sweetened beverages to 8 ounces every other day, that's an attainable, achievable goal. Maybe try eating a cup of vegetables 5 days a week with dinner. Drink a cup of water before breakfast and dinner 5 days a week. If you do that before dinner and before breakfast, I'm telling you, that will make a difference. You will really see that. Limit fast food. That can be a hard one because fast food is very convenient and it does taste good. But I will tell you, when I've eaten fast food, especially with the way I'm trying to do things now, I'm usually hungry in an hour or two, which is telling me something ain't right about that. But it can be tricky with that. So limit fast food, fried foods to 1 day a week. Cooking meals at home. Let me tell you, that is a hack right there. So if you cook a meal, you cook your meals at home 3 days a week. That's really going to help with you with these goals. All right. So starting off small, those achievable goals, very practical goals is really going to help. Staying focused on progression and not perfection is also very critically important. So if you don't meet your goal, it's okay. It's important to figure out why you're not meeting your goals. So that may take some thinking. And sometimes people are like, I don't want to think about why I'm not meeting my goal. Be honest with yourself. All right. If your goal is only to drink 8 ounces of sugary beverages every other day, and you've got a difficult time doing this, well, figure out why, adjust accordingly, and keep it moving. All right. Don't be down on yourself. Just keep going. All right. It's about progression and not perfection. All right. Another one is staying hydrated. Now, water makes up more than half our body weight. All right. So it is vital to our health. It definitely plays a key role in many of our body's functions, including bringing nutrients to the cell, getting rid of waste, protecting your joints. All right. Think about that. If you've got joint pain, all right, you may need to be hydrated more. Staying hydrated protects your organs. It maintains your body temperature, which is very, very important as well. And of course, those lofty weight loss goals, drinking water is definitely going to help you with that as well. And I've had people now, and I have to ask you, Matt, are you a water drinker? Do you like water?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay, that's great. I've heard people that say they don't like water. I've heard people say that they've added things to kind of help them drink more water, maybe those little flavored water packets. I say that's better than nothing. So if that's going to help you drink some more water, start off with that. If you're not really a big fan of water, but let me tell you, water does a body good. That is for sure. Not just for weight loss, but just for all of your body parts, for sure. All right. So staying hydrated helps our body understand the difference between hunger and thirst. Sometimes we get those signals confused. All right. If you're not hydrated, you can think you're hungry and you may actually just be thirsty. So yeah, think about that. So our dietitians recommend drinking about 6 to 8 cups of water per day. And if you're getting started with this, I've heard people say, I have to go to the bathroom a lot because they're not used to it. So just push through it. It's okay. Your body will be, it's going to say, whew, all right, we're having to go to the bathroom a lot, but yeah, feels good because you're hydrated. So push through that. It is good for sure. Let me just tell you that water is the best way to stay hydrated. If you're drinking sports drinks, man, I tell you what, you might want to consider drinking more water than the sports drinks, especially if you are trying to stay, cool. If you're exposed to heat, water is the best thing. So, also planning your meals. If you prepare your meals at home, that's going to help you improve your food choices for sure, and avoid less healthy drive-through meals. Meal planning gives you a clear idea about the food that you're going to be consuming throughout the day, and just helps make things easier, and it helps you achieve your goals a little better. So it does take some work to plan, but if you plan out about 2 to 4 meals throughout the week prior to going grocery shopping, if you're waiting until about 5 p.m. to decide what you're going to eat and you still need to go to the store and cook, that's going to and decrease your chances of doing what you need to do and eating what you need to eat. All right. Chances are you'll be going out for dinner or ordering in, and that is not the goal. All right. So planning those meals ahead of time really does help. Uh, Sheet pan meals is suggested, are good, quick ideas. Maybe, if you like a tenderloin, some potatoes, some asparagus on a pan. Well, that sounds good. I might make that tonight. While it cooks, you can bring other things out to complete around the house, do some other things while that's cooking. All right, so you kill two birds with one stone, but these are just some really quick, easy ideas. And that's going to help make your goals a lot easier to achieve. Also, eating more vegetables. How are you on the vegetables, Matt? Do you like vegetables?
When it comes to vegetables, I'm honestly, it's kind of iffy. I have my moments when it's like, I
Okay.
don't like vegetables. For
Okay.
example, I don't like any like steamed vegetables or
Oh,
like, in a crock pot when it's all mushy, stuff like that.
right.
I'll eat it. I don't like it.
Okay.
Carrots, salad, stuff
Hmm.
like that,
Okay.
celery, cucumbers, I love all that stuff,
Yeah.
I'll go to the fridge and
Okay.
grab some baby
Hmm.
carrots and have that as a snack, or,
Hmm.
same with celery and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I like vegetables for the most part.
Okay, well, and you bring up a good point. If you have those things, because, I'm a big fan of celery and cucumbers, especially for sure. And if that's something that's really quick, I like that you mentioned that you grab it out of the refrigerator, eat it for a snack. You may not like it super cooked, however you get it in. So that's really good that you use that as a snack. So that's a tip there as well. And if you have it available, if you buy them and keep them in the refrigerator, then they will, when you open the refrigerator, you're more apt to pull them out and eat them. So that's a great, great way to get some more vegetables in. They are definitely an important part of healthy eating. They are often missed. All right. And for individuals with gastrointestinal issues, they're going to help with that. You can't overdo the vegetables, but I would also include broths and soups. Those are very healing if you've got gastrointestinal issues as well. So, vegetables are low in calories. If you're a calorie person, they provide with essential vitamins and minerals. They reduce the risk of certain cancers. They contain fiber, and they help keep you full. Also, I would include berries. Your blueberries, your blackberries, your raspberries are really, really good, have lots of fiber in them as well. All right. Remember that our New Year's resolutions, or lifestyle changes, as I like to call it, shouldn't be about restricting or taking something away, because that really that doesn't work out well. All right. So you can add a lot of things to your diet, all right, or your habitual eating habits, versus never eating junk food again. You just want to add things. So have the junk food, you can include that in there, but just make sure that you're adding some healthy stuff and don't restrict yourself. I will tell you, Matt, I'm really on this thing now of, because I have been so into not eating, like the cookies and all of that. Well, I decided in 2026 that I'm going to be obedient and I'm going to follow the serving size. Now, I bought a box of healthy cookies today. They taste good. But the serving size was 4 cookies. Usually I'm like, 4, whatever. I'm gonna eat the whole box. But guess what I did today? I ate 4 cookies, Matt. And guess what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna eat the rest of the box today. So I am into they've got serving sizes on these boxes. So I'm gonna try to be obedient. And that's one of my lifestyle changes for 2026. So there you go.
Oh yeah.
All right. So that's something else we can do as far as not restricting ourselves. If you've got your junk food, you've got your cookies, you've got your crackers, try looking at the serving size and actually following what it says. All right. That's a great way to not deprive yourself. Also, another one is exercising. Of course, exercise has a lot of benefits for that weight loss, which a lot of people are looking to have as the outcome. But exercise, it just does so much for just your overall being, your mind. Um, Reducing blood glucose, your blood sugar, reducing stress, increasing your metabolism, decreasing unhealthy cholesterol, and increasing healthy cholesterol. And this is according to our dietitian. So our dietitians recommend getting at least 30 minutes of exercise 3 days a week. And if you're just really, really mindful of how you feel when you exercise, you're going to really see that weight loss, if that's what you're going for, is great, but there are so many other benefits for exercising. So definitely want to incorporate that into our week, at least 3 days a week, and have it move up from there. All right. With a goal, if you could reach 6 or 7 days a week by the end of the year, that would be great too. But 3 days a week is a great place to start. And of course, seeking help. Now, if the advice that you read online sounds too good to be true, or it's very restrictive, such as cutting out all sugar and carbs, that's going to be real hard, especially if you're used to eating that on a regular basis. And if you've got things that say only eat this list of foods, and then you'll lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks. This is just a quick fix. And of course, we all know that's temporary and that is not cool. So, eating healthy and having sustained weight loss, if that's your goal, comes with a lifelong diet. Or habitual eating habits and behavior changes. All right. So, if you're seeking additional support or you're not sure where to start, you can certainly get help from a dietitian. You can find a trusted dietitian in your area. I will try to leave a list of some in our area here, but they can definitely help you sort things out. But just starting with these simple things and the decision to actually, decide, okay, a firm decision to do or not to do something and to make those lifestyle changes. And all of this as we celebrate Diet Resolution Week. So I tell you what, I thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Take a Deep Breath with Yvonne Daniels podcast. You can check us out also at Deep Breath and Taste Buds at blogspot.com. Matt, how do we always end our episodes?
With a deep breath.
Come on, let's go. In and out. All right. I don't think we did it at the beginning, but we did it at the end. So there you go. Thanks so much for joining me for this episode. Please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And once again, be sure to check us out at Deep Breath and Taste Buds at blogspot.com. And I will check you out in the next episode.
Good stuff.